Thank you and good morning. You shaved a few minutes off of my time, so thank you. Is it my imagination or is it a fact that when you're in the speaker role, time goes so much faster than when you're sitting out there in the audience? My mind is just boggled right now. I'd like to thank you, Nancy, for the invitation to come and speak here. I saw it as a personal challenge. I'll share a little bit of an anecdote about myself. In our network, about every 3 months or so, we invite our program directors and coordinators of our clubhouse programs to come to Boston for a week of training. And what we hope to do during that week's time is set the standard for what our expectations of quality will be in the clubhouse programs so that all of our clubhouses work in a uniform manner to represent that same quality to their kids, whether they're in Boston or the Philippines. Now, during the course of that week, one of the sessions that I lead is in how to integrate inclusion in a clubhouse environment. And I'm constantly begging and pleading our professional development coordinator for more time, because I only get 45 minutes to talk about something that they teach college courses on. And Nancy gave me the privilege of coming here and trying to talk about what the Clubhouse Network has done over the past 21 years in about 7 minutes, because I'm sharing the stage with one of our former Clubhouse members who is now an alumni, Melissa, and she'll speak with you shortly. Needless to say, I'm thrilled to be here, not just because I thrive on being in an environment where there is a culture for acceptance of learning from one another, which I've seen happening over the past 2 days. I was amazed at the information that we took away from yesterday by our researchers and evaluators, because I really relish having that. It helps me to examine my programs, but I live for the days when we talk about the field practices, because that's where I am all the time. For those of you who are not familiar with the Computer Clubhouse, we provide safe after-school programming for children where they have an opportunity to work with adult mentors, primarily in underserved communities. And right now we're in 21 international countries, and 18 clubhouses are established in the United States and the District of Columbia, which we just opened last week. So one of the things that I'd like to share with you about our mentoring process is, even starting it, maybe if you could think for a second about your own experience with mentors. I know mentoring is so important to me because every stage of my life there's been someone involved who's helped me to identify myself, my goals, my dreams, my aspirations, and to accept the fact that even if I am not as strong as I often would like to think that I am, there is always potential for me to grow and develop. And that's a message that we like to share and communicate to the young people who come into our programs. I love technology because it allows me to just be my age. I don't have to try and fake what I'm saying to you by reading little index cards that I can't see. What we do in formulating our learning, our mentors' role in the clubhouse, and I have to say, without our mentors, we would not have successful programs. These are volunteers who come into our programs and dedicate their time. They come from all walks of life. They're undergraduates, they're professionals. They are also members of the Computer Clubhouse program, because we really do believe in that. It does take a village, and each one should be teaching one as they go along that process. But our mission does speak to 4 basic tenets that we have, which we call and we brand as our learning approach. And it starts with first learning by designing. We believe that youth in our programs are not simply consumers of information, but they are actively engaged in designing, creating, and inventing. The second tenet follows personal interest. We talk a lot about project-based programming, Well, we do project-based programming, but we first and foremost focus on interest-based learning. People have asked questions over the last couple of days about, well, how do you get teenagers interested in coming to your program? Our 21 years of experience shows that when youth care about what they are doing, they're willing to stay longer, work harder, and learn more through the process that they are engaged in. Our third tenet is building community. By bringing our mentors into our programs, we sustain a connection for our young people to other adults that live, reside, and work in their communities. These people, again, come from various backgrounds, gender, education, and professions, and they make it possible for our members to gain new perspectives for understanding the world and themselves. And in the course of that action, all things become relevant. Our fourth tenet fosters respect and trust. We believe that if you can foster an environment of respect and trust in your clubhouse, it makes it possible for your young people to take risks. I've been given the 0-minute sign. Should I do what Georgia did and go, forget about it? What I want to do, if it's okay with Melissa, is at least the voices of our young people speak more richly to you about their experiences. We do have 2 videos. They're only 2 minutes each. If we could just launch the first, I can talk about the rest of the tenets of our mentoring experiences over lunch with you all.
It's ever just like a milk bomb. I already know when I stick with it like a chromosome.
You have all these dreams and you have all these things that you want to do, but when you look around the community and it's kind of like a barren wasteland of danger and trouble, you kind of do lose hope. So I think when the Computer Clubhouse came along in my life, it was perfect because it showed me that there is actually a place where I can go to learn skills. It's free. There's actually a culture of people who are putting things into at-risk communities for people to be able to have those chances.
The high school that I went to, only 50% of us graduated, and so I could have easily just dropped out as well. I had a lot of family members that passed away. My parents had gotten a divorce, and so it was just me and my younger sister a lot of the times. If I didn't go to the clubhouse, I have no clue what I would be doing right now.
You put together your first computer up here?
Yeah.
How did that work out?
I fried it.
You fried it. You got better the second time, right?
Yeah, I got better the second time.
Yeah, it was like midway 6th grade when I started coming to the clubhouse. This is basically where I grew up. It made me a better person.
You start learning skills that you thought were once impossible. You start getting people to believe in the idea that you barely believed in yourself.
When I was applying to college, I remember, confiding in Freedom, telling him, I don't know if I should just go get a job and just help out the family. I just felt like I was betraying them by going off to college. And he's like, it might seem that you're betraying him right now, but when you come back and they see that you have a degree, that you're getting a good amount of money, and that you can sustain yourself, that's what's going to make them proud. And that's what motivated me to keep going.
Once I got to the University of Washington, one of the challenges that I did have was being either the only woman or the only woman of color in a lot of my classes. And what really got me through it was knowing that I had other kids watching me. They would look and say, if Jaleesa can do it, I can do it too. Now I'm actually the coordinator at the Tacoma Clubhouse, and I'm able to change lives of the youth that come in there every day, and I love it.
There is a chance to do something in life that you want to do. That passion that you have, you can actually do something with it.
I actually do want to start another clubhouse and empower youth through technology and allow them to discover their own voice.
At this time, I would like to introduce you to my co-presenter, Melissa, who will tell you a little bit about her personal experience in the Computer Club.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to put a timer just to time myself. Sorry. Okay. Well, hello. My name is Melissa Gonzales-Maguiña. I am currently in my first year of George Mason University. I'm studying biology, and I've been part of the Computer Clubhouse for about 8-9 years now, so since 4th, 5th grade. And I can honestly tell you 100% from my heart that the Computer Clubhouse is like a second family to me. They support you in everything you want to do, and they want you to get so far in life. And that's something I really appreciate, and I want to thank them for allowing me to come and represent all of the Computer Clubhouse, because it really is an honor. So I actually joined the Computer Clubhouse by accident. I was going to a community center for karate, and I happened to get to the center one day early, and I heard a video going on, and I heard some giggling. And so I was like 9 at that time, and so I was curious. And so I went inside, and they were playing videos on Newton's laws. And it's science, and as a 9-year-old, you don't really think you're like interested in science. You don't really know what's going on. Like, science for me was just like bugs and chemical reactions and like birds. Yeah, but I went there and I met the coordinator of Luna, who noticed me, and he was like, "Do you know Newton's laws of motion?" And I didn't. I was 9 years old. And so he explained it to me. And he explained it to me in such a way that as a young person, I could understand. And he was very interactive with it. And it was just the atmosphere of that center where like there was laughter. I mean, it's kind of like if you picture it, it's all like warm and everything. That's what kept me coming back. So I would go not only for karate, but then I would go to the Computer Clubhouse. And I met so many tremendous people there. I met my mentors, Al and Layla and Salih, they're both coordinators at the center. And they formed a relationship with me that I can never imagine having. I do not know what I would be doing if I had not walked in that day, if I did not come early. So the Computer Clubhouse is, as Brenda said, it aims on getting you interested in science, but it's your personal interest. So we would go on trips and excursions out to fairs and activities. And so after a while when I was there, I discovered an interest in just breaking apart things and like finding little aspects of things that like make something work. And so I found out that I was very interested in programming and robotics. And so that moment where I found what I wanted to do, they focused so much of their time and attention on letting me explore that area. And so during the summer, I would go to NASA Space Camp. And I would just go during the summer for 2 weeks and just have fun and build robots and everything. And the relationships that I have with them, as an alumni now, I have their cell phone number of each one of them. And if I ever need to talk to them about anything, I can do that. And it's not just about science, it's about everything. And so I knew I wanted to do robotics, and so they took me to conferences such as a girl conference, and they helped me develop projects to do. And it's just seeing your mentors being very passionate about what they do, loving the same area that you love, and encouraging you to do projects just got me really excited. And like now I intend to pursue biology and science throughout my whole life. And it's hard because I have a friend who also is at a community center, and just noticing the difference between my community center and my relationship with other mentors, it's different because I can talk about whatever I want, and we still do projects, we still do homework with mentors, but you form a stable relationship, as in where my other friend was going, you just do work. And there's not really that relationship, that like back and forth dialogue between them. And so once I knew that I wanted to pursue science and biology, Miss Leyland and all the mentors there encouraged me, and they showed me different things to do. And they ultimately helped me with my decision to take microbiology and 3D modeling classes in high school. And then they helped me determine and attend different conferences to learn leadership opportunities, such as the ball tournaments, where I was a leader at the club and presenting at the National Science and Engineering Exposition, where I presented a fully functional vegetable piano, which was really cool. And going to the DC Mini Maker, where I work with a couple of kids, and it's really funny because the Computer Clubhouse doesn't want you to like go out and buy pre-assembled things. They really focus on like building everything by yourself and designing it. So it's really cool looking at little kids and younger kids and like helping them design. We designed an air conditioner unit made out of materials that cost like $20 or less. And it's really cool because you would think only like at like the exposition and in these maker fairs that only little kids or like the kids would be interested, but parents would come up and talk to me and they'd be so curious, and I'm like, if I can share my passion for science to you guys, I'm happy. And if I can pass that on to the little kids and to my brother, who's also in the program, like, that is amazing. It's the Computer Clubhouse is like, I do not know where I would be without it. And my advice, I guess, if someone were to ask me, what would I say to mentors to help form a connection and just like sustain a connection throughout, like, not just middle school, but high school and throughout with kids and their mentees. It's just to be there. Just be passionate with what you love. Because Miss Leyland would talk to me about all these new projects that she wants to do with these little kids. And it's amazing because I see that passion and I want to reciprocate that passion onto other people. And so that's why I'm here today. And I want to thank everyone for listening to me. And I want to thank Youth-Nex and, of course, to Brenda and then to Computer Clubhouse Network. So thank you so much.
This is where the blessings and the rewards come from. Like many times when you're working with the kids directly, you don't know whether or not you're having an impact. But I guarantee you when you can see someone come in at age 11 and follow them all the way through to their freshman year in college, and in some cases beyond, where they're coming and offering you jobs, you're doing something right. So Melissa and I would again like to thank you all for your attention, and we will close our presentation out with a PSA that was created by youth at our Eastmont Computer Clubhouse in California. They designed it initially to thank their funders and also to thank their mentors, and they use it as part of their recruitment process for both prospective funders and mentors.